We've, of course, seen massive protests around the country supporting both Israelis and the Palestinian people. But there is also mounting frustration among Muslim and Arab Americans over what they say is a lack of support for their community. And much of that is being seen as being directed at President Biden. NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster is in Dearborn, Michigan for us. So, Shaq, you have been talking to folks on the ground in the Muslim and Arab community in Michigan. What are they telling you about why they're so upset right now?
Well, Zinkley, this is a really personal situation for them. You saw that powerful reporting that our colleague Erica just did. But for many people in this community, it's more than a report about a humanitarian crisis or those powerful images that you saw. But it's concern about their relatives who are in the region, who are being displaced and who are fearing for their lives. And that's why they're calling for President Biden to ask for a ceasefire. And with them not getting that, and there's no sign that that's coming anytime soon, they're directing their anger towards the president in this moment. I want you to listen to a few chunks of the conversations I've been having with folks here in this community.
I was working on Arab American engagement, getting people out to vote for Biden. And right now I have family in Palestine who's afraid for their lives. And Biden is doing nothing to stop it. I'm hurt for the betrayal that we feel from Biden, but I also feel like a little bit of guilt for what I've done.
Is there any situation you could support him in a year from now?
Absolutely not. It's too late. The president has had 16 days to do something about this, and he has not. So I will not support somebody who is funding the genocide of my family. Absolutely not.
You feel disrespected?
Not only disrespected, it's not only disregard to our lives, our livelihood. It's more than disrespecting me, disregarding my life. And while we see, the kids, our kids and our families are being torn apart overseas, we are being threatened here.
So many people told me it's not just what they're seeing and hearing about overseas, but the feeling that they have here in their home country. They are not feeling safe. They see the rise of Islamophobia, and they don't believe that the president, in their words, is doing enough to handle that.
Which really plays into 2024, right, Shaq? Could this potentially hurt his reelection chances?
Potentially. This is a group of voters who, according to exit polls from CARE, the Council on Islamic American Relations, 70% of Muslim Americans backed Biden in the last election. We are in a tight swing state. This is a state that President Trump won in 2016 by just 11,000 votes. And one point to make here is it's not as if people are saying they're not going to show up to vote next year. They're just saying they're going to show up, they're going to vote. They're just going to leave that line item for president blank. They're not going to cast the ballot in that race. The White House and Biden campaigns say that they are aware of the concerns. They're working to address them. And you even hear President Biden in his most recent Oval Office speech, for example, talk about the humanity of Palestinians. It's still a question whether or not that tonal shift is going to make its way down to regular people, and if that will lead to a shift in attitudes and deeply held feelings of betrayal that you're hearing in those conversations.
Interesting. Shaq Brewster, thank you. Appreciate it.